there, welcome back to It's Only Paper. I'm Lisa and I'm going to be trying to finish my Christmas story journal today. I'm so happy. I've done so much in this journal. It's the furthest I've ever come to actually doing a Christmas journal. I've always started them and I never actually finished them, as you probably know if you've seen my videos before. And I'm now at the 23rd. I'm at the back of the book. I've run out of pages and I really want to finish this December journal. I'm going to try and increase pages. I'm going to add this Christmas card. It was one from my in-laws to my son. I thought it's really cute. And I'm going to find a way to add it. I think cover up the wording inside a little bit. I've also got a couple of tags. I've got a cello bag in the back, which I always plan to use as a pocket. So I've got a few ideas, though, of how I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to cover up the wording, like I said. I've got some paper here. I was actually filming a Patreon Zoom, again, whilst I seem to be having a bit of a habit of doing that whilst I was filming this. It's a really nice way actually to create, chat with friends, and it's like carefree creating. You're doing stuff, you're making things, journaling and doing all that kind of thing, and you're not really thinking about it. It's just a really relaxed way of creating. I love it, I really do. It's just so fun. And then I also love then being able to see what everyone else is doing later. I really like doing that. So that's what I'm doing today. Using Christmas cards is such a nice way to create and add them to your journals. I also think it's like sort of adding extra memorabilia as well. It's sort of something that has a little bit of meaning. Somebody's handwriting is going in it. Somebody's actually taken the time to write a personalised message. And I found myself over Christmas collecting bits and pieces that had meaning. So like the tags that were on gifts. These ones on the side here are from our parents. Obviously the Christmas cards. What else did I collect? Cards from gift cards I've collected. A receipt. We met my mum at the services, and I kept hold of the receipt there. I also kept a napkin from Costa when we met my mum. I've collected other bits and pieces. Oh, you'll see them in a minute anyway, like the baby sham that's got a story behind it. So I think anything with memorabilia is just really nice to add, especially when you can actually add it. Like a Christmas card here, it's got a purpose. That's what I'm wanting to say. It's got a purpose. I'm turning it into something and it's almost adding value to the journal, if that makes sense. It's becoming an extra page, or if you can add something that becomes a pocket, it just really makes the journal that bit special. That's what I think anyway. So let me know what kind of memorabilia you like to add to your journals. I just think it's really fun. I'm just going to stick the Christmas card in with a little bit of tape just to hold it in place, and then I'll stick it in properly later. So how did your Christmas go? Did you have a lovely time? It seems ages ago now, doesn't it? Ours was a bit of a mixed bag. Lovely Christmas, not so good New Year. Happens like that sometimes. I think with everything going on at the moment, it just puts a lot of pressure on, adds stress. So that's kind of like what ours was like. But it's all done and dusted now. Everyone's friends again. A little bit like that. I also wanted to share that with regards to finishing this book, obviously this is the first time I've finished one. The biggest tip I would give is progress after perfection. Don't get het up on trying to do everything perfectly. If you're running short on time, just enjoy what you're doing, but don't panic about everything being perfect. I haven't this time. It's made it so much easier, and I have been able to complete a journal at Christmas for the first time ever. Just cutting down the photos. I've used my selfie printer again. I tend to use the Selfie Canon app. It works really well for me. I use the shuffle option and I get 5 photos on there. Sometimes it takes a little while to shuffle them around until I've got what I want, but I'm really enjoying using it this way. I did keep one whole section of photos. These were all from Christmas Day and I think a couple Boxing Day, and they were just so good. I was really happy with how they were situated. So I decided to create one of those as a flip. I wanted to cover the back, so I'm just using this spotty paper. This is from one of my previous kits. Most of this stuff is all from my Lollipop Box Club kits, which I will link down below for you. I do a monthly kit, and then I also do like special one-offs. So I did this Christmas kit, but I also used bits and pieces from other kits as well. So I'm just sticking down the back, adding the kind of like festive cardstock on the back, just so when I flip it up, it looks really nice. Christmas Day and Boxing Day were my absolute favourite days over Christmas. It was so nice. Everyone was in good moods. We had really good fun with the kids. They were in good spirits. We went to see my brother on Boxing Day, and that was really nice. I saw my sister briefly in the car park, as you do these days. And then we just had a really nice time with the kids. Holly taught us a card game, Boxing Day evening. We watched the movie Don't Look Up, which was so good, and it just made such a nice change. The kids are at uni now, so we don't get the family time that we're used to. So it just made such a lovely time to sit and watch a movie together. Nobody moan about what we were watching or leave partway through. We found the older they get, the harder it is to please everyone and find something that everyone wants to watch. And then Holly taught us a card game. So about 10 o'clock at night, we were all sat on the floor playing cards. It was just so lovely. The kids had their Lego out one day. That was Boxing Day as well, and Christmas Day. Yes, even at their age, they still love Lego. And Aid had his Lego out. So it was just really, really nice. Felt very perfect, actually. I'm using the speech bubble. This was in my kit last month, a little pad of speech bubble paper. I just think they're really, really cute. And in case you're wondering why I'm doing this again, I actually stuck the speech bubble on upside down, so I had to do another one. I'm so bad at doing that. And in case you're wondering why we've got pictures of tests, I decided, as much as I try and avoid all that kind of talk, it was a big part of our Christmas, having to test, like when the kids came home from uni, having to test before we go and see family. So we had a routine. I would write everyone's name on the test so we could see whose was whose, and we all tested before we did anything. We definitely stayed safe, that's for sure. So yeah, that was a big part of our Christmas, unfortunately. As much as we hate it, it was. So I decided I wanted to document that in my journal. I do try and keep my journals as honest as possible. As much as I'm somebody that tries to really focus on the positive, I want to keep them real as well. And I want them to be a true representation of our life, our family life, and that kind of thing. Now I've gone on to Boxing Day in my journal. In case you aren't in the UK, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas over here. It's in Australia as well. Anywhere else have a Boxing Day? It's a bank holiday. It's a holiday after Christmas Day. And this was the day, like I said, that we went to my brother's. We had a German buffet, and then we were there for a couple of hours, and my sister called us when she arrived, and we just went and met her in the car park. I found this little card. I'm not sure what this came with, but it had happy and not happy on the back, and I thought that was actually really perfect because we had such a good Christmas and then such a crappy New Year. I thought that would be really good for doing some journaling in. So I've kept that, and it fits perfectly in the little pocket in the back. Like I said, I like to keep my journaling real. So this was something I thought I could actually pop some journaling in here, hide it away in the pocket so it's not sort of fully out there to be read, but it's there to read back on. As I do want things to be real, and things do happen, don't they? We're a family at the end of the day. Things aren't always perfect. That's life, isn't it? As we all know. So let me know if you tend to journal honestly. How do you do things, or do you kind of like cover over things? Yeah, I've always tried to keep things as real as possible. I had an idea for this tag. So I stuck it over on the back. This was one from to Louis from my mum, as you can see there. And I thought it would be really cute to add a photo and then sort of keep in the back of the book. I like to try and have lots of different things, sort of, so it's like interactive. I like a journal where there's pockets and flips and all that kind of thing. And speaking of pockets, that's exactly what I'm doing now. I had a little bit left over from an envelope. It was one that I used on a previous page in this journal, and there was a little bit left over, so I've just, taken that off. secured it at the end with some sticky tape, so I have a little pocket here, and I thought I would attach that on the bottom. I thought that would be really sweet. No idea for what I was going to use it for, but you can't go wrong with a pocket. I think you can never have enough pockets in a journal, so I thought I'd pop that in there and see if I end up using it. It didn't stand out that well because obviously it's the same colour, so again I had just these scraps left here, so I thought, oh, I'll just add this over the top, and I've got a little red pocket on a green page, and I thought that looked quite cute. So I was going to add some journaling and bits and pieces here. This is like my Boxing Day page, as I said. I haven't really stuck to doing one page per day. I've kind of just gone however it's taken me. This was definitely another one of my freedom type journals that I talk about, where there are no rules. I just do whatever works for me, and this is definitely the best way for me. Well, I've proven it to myself now because I did actually finish this journal, and it's the first time I've ever finished a Christmas journal, so I definitely did something right. It's not like I had any extra time because I still worked loads, but I've found a way that really works for me, and that's just to journal what I can. If I need to skip days, I skip days, and if some days are really short, that's absolutely fine, but just journal what takes my fancy and just do it in a relaxed manner. And I've also blitzed it each time over like a few days, so doing a few days at a time, and that's really worked for me, and I will definitely be doing it next year. I'll also be doing a video next year and just sharing some tips to share how I've managed to do it this year. I'm now going on to another day. We didn't get to see my mum properly. Well, we didn't get to see my mum at Christmas. We ended up meeting her at the service station in the end, having a Costa and swapping gifts at a table. We didn't want to go in anywhere. My mum has an elderly mum in a care home, so my mum has to be really careful. So with our kids being older, having just come back from uni, despite us testing absolutely fine, we just decided to play it really safe. So we met somewhere and just had a coffee outside. As you can see, Mum gave me this cute bobble hat. That was one of my gifts, which I loved. It's so cozy, and I love a bobble hat, so I included that photo as well. But I would love to hear from you and hear about your journals. I know it's been a big discussion within our Patreon chat group, and so many of you are finishing your journals now or just starting on them and working through them, and I love hearing and seeing how you're doing. So let me know what's happening with your December journals. I decided to pop this photo on this tag from my mum. It's a photo I took on New Year's Day. We went out for an early walk on the airstrip, and I just stuck it over the top, and then I'm cutting it down to fit the circle. I thought that would be really nice, and then I could pop it in as one of the last things in the journal. And because I've run out of pages, I've ended up becoming very creative with how I'm adding journaling, like by adding the little card in the back pocket and adding this photo here. And I did manage to do it in the end. Despite having no pages left, I found ways to add extra photos and extra journal spots. I decided, as this little bit of the journal was a bit more private than the others, to dedicate this little pocket to New Year. I thought it would be really good just to keep all the New Year's stories in one place. So I'm popping the photo in, and then I'll come back afterwards and just add some journaling and finish it properly. Before starting this journaling session, I actually went through some of my older stickers to try and think, right, I'm going to use these up. So I've got a whole load of stickers that have been started, and I'm now just going to go through the journal and just see where I can add them. I like adding like strip stickers, wording stickers, as you know, and I just think it really finishes it off nicely. Sometimes there's not the space for journaling, but you feel like you need something extra, and this for me is when the stickers come in really handy. I love using up odds and sods of stickers and die cuts and things, just randomly going through the books or the journals at the end and thinking, right, where can I pop this? So do you remember these stickers that I got from, where did I get these from? Tiger. And now I'm just going to flip through the book and think, right, where can I add these, and just use up the last bits and pieces, because I doubt I'm going to use them in my journal next year. I'm terrible at forgetting that I've got things, so I just want to use them up. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Go through the journal, see where I can add them, and I just think they look really nice. They're really nice additions to the journal. And sometimes you just need something to finish something off, and I think a sticker does that perfectly. I've done most of my journaling. I'm just keeping this really rough. I do need to stick these pages in properly, as I haven't done that. So I think I'm going to stick this one in like that. I think that will probably work better. I always find it easier to do my journaling off camera. So hopefully that will stay in. I thought I'd lost my New Year's Eve photos, but they were already in the journal. So panic over. I took this off just so I could journal on the back, and that's done. So let's stick this in properly. Let's pop that there. That can flip up like that. I wanted to add some white pen here like that. I have made a little pocket here, but actually I don't need it. I'm just keeping all of this. Did I do black thingies around my photos before? No, I'm going to keep that super easy. I do want to add some date stamps. Let's do that quickly. So we've got the 23rd. I also added, this was from a to-do list. I've just cut that off, and oh, that's come off. Sometimes I do find with a Pritt stick it doesn't always stay on. Yeah, so that's from a to-do list that I've just cut out and added. So where did I get to? The 23rd. So the 24th was here. Then I've got the 25th here. I've really enjoyed using this date stamp. It's just gone really well. And then I've used the Christmas card in here. And that's the 26th, seeing the family. And then 27th, 28th, and 29th. I just worked, to be honest. So we didn't really do much then. And then the 30th, we saw my mum. And then 31st, I'm going to pop in here and journaled. We haven't had the best of New Year, if I'm totally honest. And I'm going to keep that journaling private. I've got happy this side and not happy this side. It's been a rough one. So I'm going to journal on there and keep that private. And I've reused a gift tag here, which you've seen. I've popped a photo of Ada and I. That was on a walk on New Year's Day. So I'm just going to journal in here, I think. So I've journaled in there about how we saw the new year in. And that can go away in there. I was going to, actually, we had Wagamamas. So I was going to attach the receipt. I do love a receipt. I might just pop that loose in there. And I also did cut out the Wagamama's stars from the takeout bag. We ended up just staying at home, a real quiet one, all of us. So I'm going to attach the packaging. I do love to add a little bit of packaging. It's always fun. And it just kind of means something because it was from that meal, doesn't it? So let's do that there. I'm going to use a paper clip to attach the receipt. That can go in there. I also kept the Baby Sham. Baby Sham has a very special meaning to me. And it's a childhood thing. So I kept this to add to my journal. We drank it New Year's Eve, and we also drank it Christmas Day, Ada and I. So I think I might pop the baby sham in here actually, in that little pocket I made. Like that, that looks quite sweet. And I've got this from the Wagamama's bowl as well, so I'm going to pop that in. And I think that's it. I think my journal is ready. It's quite a chunky one now. I'm quite chuffed with that, but that's my final page. I will do a separate flip through. It may be that I actually go back in and add a few bits and pieces. I haven't decided yet, but I may make a few little changes. I'm not sure. Might add like a border to that. I'm not sure, but that's what I've done today. I am very pleased with this, using a Christmas card and finishing off my little journal there. So that's it. I will do a separate flip through. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and watching me journal. I really hope you've enjoyed that. Oh, I've got pockets there. Oh, I might find something in there. Otherwise, I might staple it up. I haven't decided. But thank you very much, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye.